Richard Murtagh blasted across Syracuse News, openly and publicly on an open forum. Comment about a van they never told sheriffs they picked up. In fact, even Roger Breckenridge to claim Gary Thibodeau had 2 vans. Westcott admitted to the district attorney they towed a van off Gary's property. In fact, she repeated there's another van you are unaware of. Not vans, one other van, that she blames also on Gary Thibodeau. Richard Murtagh and Breckenridge towed off Gary's property. And Gary was wanted to press charges on individuals stealing things from his residence while he was incarcerated. Murtagh admits before the 1990s time frame, those are the only 2 times he was ever at Gary Thibodeau's house. That was before Gary ever lived in Mexico, New York. Gary did not move to Kenyon Road until after the 1990s. Richard's van was also ruled out by FBI. Sheriff Nellis publicly admitted on camera there was no evidence inside Richard Thibodeau van that linked the Thibodeau brothers to the kidnapping of Heidi Allen.
There that directly links the van and Richard Thibodeau to Heidi?
I would say no. Nothing in there that I know of.
There was never 2 vans at Gary Thibodeau residence. His brother Richard owned 1 van. That was seized. Gary's was growing weeds through it. That's how long the blue van photoed on Gary's property was. Gary did have a van, old, broken down van that was in his field when he bought his new home in Mexico, New York. The van was ruled out by FBI. Helicopter overhead photos indicate this entire theory Gary had 2 vans is another outright lie, another smoke screen. So you never knew about the van they towed off Valley Road in Fernwood, New York. Richard Murtagh stated publicly, "You all gonna hate me now, but back in day when Roger and Jay Thumper were around, Jay was a great kid, but his last few years free, he got into that stuff you smoke/put up your nose, and I think it's called bath salts. He even burned down a trailer a year or so before he killed Vicky, turned bad, and I mean real bad fast, but just my opinion, though don't hate me too much. Is there still a cash award up, and if so, how much is it? What you gotta do to receive a tie?" Richard Murtagh helped dispose of these vans. He's openly admitting to this and requested information to the reward money for Heidi Allen's case. If he insisted on the reward money, it's because he felt the Valley Road van was the correct van. Only way to reap those rewards is to be correct and lead to solid information in missing Heidi Allen. Richard went on to saying, "OMG, please no mistake, we, 3 of US, picked up 2 vans at Gary Thibodeau house. Me, Roger, and a 3rd person picked up a div van in Fernwood. I can't tell you where it was, but I'm sure I can drive right to there like I did last week going to Gary's house. That I had only been to twice before the 90s. At the moment he stated these things, I do not believe Rich Murtagh realized or ever read the case files to see documented facts by the FBI, especially visual proof of overhead photos of Gary Thibodeau's entire property. Never were there 2 vans. Murtagh also makes a direct point to say he has only been at Gary's property twice. That was prior to 1990. Well then, whatever van you towed Murtagh off Valley Road never had anything to do with either Thibodeau brother. In fact, even Sheriff Nellis admitted Richard's van had nothing inside it linking him to the kidnapping of Heidi Allen. The red house on Valley Road belonged to Lurch, aka Michael Bohrer buddy, who lived next door to this location. The year that van was towed wouldn't happen to be Clark E. Hamilton Jr., Clark Hamilton's son. He fled with his roommate's girlfriend and left it parked in the basement. Fact remains, each one of the new possible suspects keep mirroring each other, admitting there was another van, the 3rd person who helped Murtagh tug the van up onto Valley Road. Seeing as Westcott admitted disposing the van, wouldn't happen to be Westcott, would it? It's all common sense. Because Roger Breckenridge was with you when you parked at the mill in Fernwood, New York. Not one of these suspects have been held accountable for any crimes associated with missing Heidi Allen. Allen remains missing.